There has been a recurring theme when it comes to Indian movies focusing on historical figures or controversial issues. That the Indian moral police takes the high ground and makes sure they create absolute havoc in the lives of creators of the film. Movie sets are vandalized, content creators are attacked, death threats with bounties are displayed, and all this menace all due to certain factions of society getting offended with the subject matter of films. There seems to be a complete delusion with respect to movies and reality, and crores of rupees are lost due to such resistance and unjust behavior. Discussing moments when the Indian moral police created absolute menace, here is Tried&Refused Productions, with 8 Bollywood movies that the moral police of India did not want us to see. Water, an Indo-Canadian film written and directed by Deepa Mehta with screenplay by Anurag Kashyap. It is set in 1938 and explores the lives of widows at an ashram in Varanasi, India, and focused on controversial topics like misogyny and ostracism. The film is also the third and final installment of Mehta's Elements trilogy. The film stars Seema Biswas, Lisa Ray, and John Abraham in pivotal roles. The day before filming of Water was due to begin, the crew was informed that there were complications with their location permits for filming. The following day, they learned that 2,000 protesters had stormed the ghats, destroying and burning the main film set. This resulted in tension and economic setbacks, which led to several years of struggle as Mehta was eventually forced to film Water in Sri Lanka rather than India. Imagine a film nominated for an Oscar had to go through such setbacks and issues. Sins, a movie directed and produced by Vinod Pandey and starring Shaini Ahuja and Seema Rahmani in lead roles, is quite the controversial and intense Bollywood film. A movie that focused on a Catholic priest romantically involved with a young woman received severe backlash for its content and explicit and real portrayal of intimate scenes. It received an A certificate and was not appreciated for its portrayal of religious figures, even though its influence is from a real-life event in Kerala in 1988. Catholic Secular Forum filed a public interest litigation to stall its release, but the court cleared the film, but due to its eccentric, dark, and extremely disturbing premise, not many people stormed into theatres for this film and it went away unnoticed. GOLIYON ki RAASLEELA, RAMLEELA. You ever wonder why the movie starring Ranveer Singh and Deepika Padukone has such a long and complicated title? The movie, which was a Desi version of Romeo and Juliet, focused on the history of animosity and conflict between families of different castes and creed. When that animosity is broken down with the power of love, everything comes crumbling down, creating absolute menace among communities that have social prejudice and hate amongst each other. The film was subjected to many issues before its release. A petition was filed against the film, originally titled RAMLEELA, due to its association with the Hindu deity Ram. The court's order came on a suit filed by 6 petitioners, including Prabhu Samaj Dharmik RAMLEELA Committee, saying the movie hurt the religious sentiments of Hindus as it contains sex, violence, and vulgarity, reported the Times of India. The name change to GOLIYON ki RAASLEELA RAMLEELA came just 48 hours ahead of the film's scheduled release date of November 15th. Imagine the kind of changes and absolute paranoia that must be going through a creator's head when there is such backlash close to the release of the film. Dil Hai Mushkil. One of the biggest hits of 2016 was the complicated but earnest romance directed by Karan Johar called Dil Hai Mushkil. Even though there were many drawbacks to the plot of the film, it boasted of impressive performances and a great set of songs that resonate with people even today. The film had the fate of being involved in a series of issues just due to the timing of its release with respect to world events. On October 8, 2016, the M&S proclaimed that they would not allow the release of the film following nationwide protests surrounding the terrorist attack in Jammu and Kashmir on 18 September 2016, and the decision by Cinema Owners Exhibitioners Association of India preventing the release of films with Pakistani actors in 4 states including Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka and Goa. Citing the casting of Pakistani actor Fawad Khan in the film, the M&S warned theatre owners around the country not to screen the film, threatening them with vandalism. Karan Johar literally seemed as if he was threatened to apologize for hiring talent from the neighbouring country from there was constant conflict at the border. Thankfully, the movie was not affected financially and did considerably well, taking into account the amount of controversy and setbacks. My Name is Khan, an Indian drama film directed by Karan Johar and starring Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol in lead roles, focused on many aspects that are still relevant in the world and political climate today. The movie laid focus on themes such as racism in first world countries, fear just on the basis of name and skin color, world events that change the course of foreign policy, and a love story, unconventional but pure, that exists and perseveres around all of this conflict. The movie before its release faced a lot of setbacks and issues, as the movie focused on the harassment faced by people at airports and other other official locations just on the basis of their name, Shah Rukh Khan faced a similar problem when he visited the United States for promotion of the film and was examined and questioned for 2 hours in understanding the purpose of his visit. The actor, in another instance, publicly spoke against the fact that the IPL does not allow Pakistani players to compete anymore, and this comment led to massive outrage and pandemonium. The Shiv Sena urged the public to boycott the film, told Shah Rukh Khan it would be better for him to reside in Pakistan, and some extremist groups even vandalized posters in theatres. The conflict and outcry slowly faded away, but it was definitely a huge scare for the creators before the release of the film. Jodha Akbar. Considered to be Ashutosh Govarikar's best work after Lagan, Jodha Akbar was celebrated commercially as well as by critics. The film centers around the romance between the Mughal Emperor Jalauddin Muhammad Akbar, played by Hrithik Roshan, and the Rajput princess Jodha Bai, who became his wife, played by Aishwarya Rai. The film led both the actors receiving many accolades and praise, but this movie was also embroiled in controversy before its release. The portrayal of ethnic Rajput people in the movie was criticized by the members of the Rajput community as misleading and, in their opinion, showcased a definite lack of research and analysis of the community. The community's protests against the film in some states led to the film being banned in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana and Uttarakhand. However, the producer went to the Supreme Court to challenge it. Later, the Supreme Court of India lifted the ban on screening the film in Uttar Pradesh and some towns of Uttarakhand and Haryana. BAJIRAO Mastani. An epic historical film directed by Sanjay Leela Bhansali based on the Marathi novel Rao written by Nagnath S. Inamdar, the movie focused on the story of Peshwa Bajirao I and the complications with respect to his married life with the introduction of his second wife Mastani in his life. The film focused on the emotional turmoil and the roller coaster the warrior faces as he also manages an entire empire and the conflict within and outside it. The movie was also subject to a lot of controversy as descendants of the historical figures portrayed protested against their inaccurate representation. Effigies of Sanjay Leela Bhansali were burnt, the song Pinga was considered to be offensive to Marathi culture, an unnamed Marathi stated that Kashibai suffered from arthritis and was bedridden most of her life, so it was impossible for her to dance. Private moments of Bajirao and Kashibai was considered to be vulgar as he pours milk over her head. These are a few of the many problems people had with the film, but thankfully the CBFC gave a green light to the film, which ultimately led to it becoming a raging commercial and critical success. Before we discuss the last movie, here are some other mentions. Padmavati. A film that has constantly been delayed and has been embroiled in controversy since its inception is Padmavati. A movie of such grand scale, talented actors and such genuine movie making intentions has not got its right to showcase the film when it desired. Based on the epic poem Padmavat written by Malik Muhammad Jayasi, the film narrates the story of Padmavati, a legendary Rajput queen, and the conflict and turmoil between the armies of the Rajput king Ratan Singh and the Turkish invader Alauddin Khilji. And all the madness started when this premise that Khilji laid siege to Chittor, motivated by him getting enamored by Padmavati's beauty. This led to rumors spreading that there is a love scene between Khilji and Padmavati in the film. This rumor apparently was so substantial and written in stone that it led to the following things that many people consider to be just behavior: vandalize the sets of the film during a shooting schedule, beat up the director while breaking his set to make a point, Facebook posts by ruling party politicians announcing there would be rewards if someone beats Sanjay Leela Bhansali, threatening to burn down theatres if the film is showcased, bounties summing up to 5 crores urging people to mutilate Bhansali and Deepika Padukone. Talk about the moral police of India taking matters into their own hands and resorting to complete hooliganism. We hope and wish we get to see this film in theatres one day in 2018. And that was the list, guys. Write it down in the comments below if you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.